好，欢迎收看今天的直击美股，我是主持人张叔，现在正在纽交所交易大厅为您带来本期的节目。我们看到周四美股是小幅度的下跌，在周三爆出了美股今年最好的一个交易日之后，周四的一个下跌似乎是可以理解的。而今天华尔街所有的目光都在 Snapchat 的母公司 Snap 在纽交所上市这个事件当中。我们看到该公司的一个发行价是17美元，而最后的一个开盘价是达到24美元，比发行价要高出了41.1%，而总体的估值呢也是达到了340亿美元，这是自2014年阿里巴巴上市以来最大的一次科技股的 IPO。那我们看到，伴随着 Snapchat 上市的一个争议呢，也是浮出水面。对本次在 IPO 的时候，他们规定上市的股票是不具有投票权的，也就是说，二级市场购买的投资人对于公司的治理并没有发言权。而此消息一出之后，很多的高估值的一个公司呢，可能都会纷纷的效仿，这也是引发了市场的一些争议。并且3月份呢，有一个重要的事件值得大家留意，那就是美联储会否加息。而在昨天晚上，我们看到联储比较偏鸽派的官员 Brainerd 他是出来表示说，美联储将会很快加息，因为当前联储已经接近充分就业，以及包括通胀率也是接近了目标通胀率这样的2个双重的目标。因此3月份的加息看起来可能性已经远远高于了几周之前。好的，更多的市场消息，让我们来连线一下今天来自 T3 的交易员 Scott Redler。Hi Scott, your stocks closed a little bit lower today. How do you think about today's market?
And you have quiet/mixed markets around the world, and I guess it makes sense after yesterday's big, gains. What we call yesterday in technical analysis land is a gap and go. What does that mean? You gap up and you go. So sometimes after that day, you get an inside day, meaning the indices rest above the prior gap. So the way you measure the strength of the recent action is whether you hold that or not. So if you take a quick look at the chart of the S&P cash, you will see that we've had quite a rally, big time rally starting from right here when President Trump got elected. From there, you've had this accelerated trend that accelerated even more right here when we took out 2,300. Recently, last week, we went sideways, because people weren't sure how President Trump would speak and address Congress, and meanwhile he came out, his delivery was strong, and that happened. So now for today and moving forward, we'll see whether or not this gap holds. The gap here or support is 2380. Can't get too bearish, like a lot of people call them tops, if we hold this and go sideways, because if you hold this and go sideways, chances are we continue. Sometimes you do fill it, so if you're in a lot of stocks, gets below 2380, stays below it, that's your out. So we'll see if this gap holds to keep some power to continue, or do we fill it in the days ahead.
Small caps and financials benefit from Trump rally. So how do you think about that? Do you think the rally will continue?
You could do the same thing with all these different sectors. First of all, the IWM, to me, I think if this market's any good, this can make new all-time highs and could be a focus of today in the next few days. IWM has to hold this 139.50 in order to clear yesterday's high for continuation. This to me doesn't look stretched yet. The market's going to be strong. You had a huge consolidation, pushed up, consolidating again. I feel like it could push up again. It's been choppy, but this is something I will look at. I also think the XLE might be decent for some catch-up. We talked about this actually on Monday on Fox Business. Why did I like to focus on it? Because this is where it came into, held above the 200-day. Figured maybe it's a decent buy here versus recent support. Now it's coming into some resistance. So at this point, for this to be any good for continuation, I would think that you could be a buyer versus 72, let it go inside for a session or so and accumulate it, and then really it takes out yesterday's high at 73.14, and then all of a sudden this 50-day will be the next test, and who knows, maybe higher. This has done absolutely nothing for 2017. So if people have money to allocate and they want to play some catch up, this might be that group. But you're going to have to watch oil. Hopefully oil doesn't come in too much, because that would be a damper. Yesterday oil came in, the oil stocks didn't care, but if the USO were to start breaking below this 1130 or crude below 53 or 52, then that might take some of the wind out of those sails.
Snap IPO is definitely on the focus right now, and for our investors, how should we trade the IPO day?
As far as tech, today is the big Snap IPO. All right, let me just tell you how to trade it, or how I like to trade it. First of all, there's a lot of people who have gotten this, in the private market, a lot of people who, have got it at 17. So if it opens up, $3, $4 higher, they just want to book some gains. So the way you figure out whether it's a trade, if you don't own it from the IPO or from the private placement, is whether or not, the demand exceeds the supply. So with that being said, just hypothetically, the way I would look at it is just say it opens at 22, goes quickly to 23, and then pulls back to 22.5. What I do is I wait, okay? Because then everyone's flipping it, everyone's taking profits, and institutions are figuring out whether or not they want to buy here or wait. Okay, if just say it went from 22, like I said, to 23, holds at 22.5. The only way it's any good, if it gets back above 23, holds 23, then there's more demand for higher prices. If it goes to 22.5, sits there, then breaks 22 and breaks that opening price, chances are everyone wants out because the valuation of $22 billion might be too high, and then it's not worth your time today. Then you wait to see what's next.
好的，以上就是今天的直击美股，感谢您的收看，我是主持人张叔，我们下期再见。